in page 405, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, as all these schemes are recently launched, you may get questions. Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency Bank. It's a new institution set up for the development of micro units and refinance. That is, if they are in loss, you will actually pay them. So to encourage entrepreneurship in India so that they can take the risk and establish new things. Under the guidelines of Pradhan Mantri Mudra scheme, the bank has launched the product and the name is Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. That is the stage of growth and funding needs of the micro units. So you will see it is a refinancing through state level institutions, that is through NBFCs, MFIs, rural banks, district banks, nationalized banks. You get all these. There is no fixed interest rate in Mudra loan. It will change accordingly, and it is base rate plus 1% to 7% minimum. So the minimum has to be 7% and it can be above that as well. This is one of the issues being said because banks may give very costly loans to these people because the risk is actually more. So next, let us take next chapter, corporate affairs. Nothing else you need to see in this. Let's take next chapter, corporate affairs. In corporate affairs, see page 412. You have Companies Act. Companies Act question has already come in the mains. There is an amendment to the Companies Act that is being given here. So a lot of amendments is done actually to increase the ease of doing business. So this is a question. World Bank in its report Doing Business 2015. They have given some suggestions to change. So this itself can be a question. That is, who gives the report Doing Business? It is World Bank. As I told you, I'm picking only those points from where questions will come. Which are not required, we are not going to see it. Let's look only those points which are important for us from exam point of view. Right? So let's take next chapter, Food and Civil Supplies, in page 417. Just 2 minutes. I'll cover till 16 chapter, that is health and family welfare. Right? It's easy, we'll cover it soon. Nothing much to go in detail. So let's cover these two today. Food and civil supplies. Just take 2 minutes break, ask questions. Yes, guys. So let's begin with food and civil supplies. There are some interesting questions, but those questions you need some basics of economy that should be told to you. So we have some list of questions and the students who have asked. So we'll call them and we will tell what are the details of these banking informations and issues. Because if I start explaining some of the terms associated with pure economy, see, this is a current affairs session where we are actually expecting that you would have done your history, polity, economy and geography. So we are just taking those issues which are important. When we deal with most of the economy terms, then it will never going to cover. So please hold on. If you have any issues, the questions that you are raising, they are fair enough. We will call you back. We will have our faculties talking to you. They will specifically explain those questions in detail, because those I think is not relevant from the India yearbook point of view. That is the reason why I'm skipping it, right? So let's see food and civil supplies soon. So in the first page itself, you have FCI, an autonomous organization of the department with the help of state government agencies. What does it do? It procures wheat, paddy and coarse grains in various states in order to provide price support, that is minimum support prices. And this is being announced by Government of India on the recommendations of Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, right? So this is important. So this term Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices is important. So usually UPSC may ask you who announces minimum support price. Then let's move to page 424. In page 424 you have Annapurna scheme. Right? In the Annapurna scheme, please see that the third line, it actually talks indigent senior citizens of 65 years of age or above who are not getting pension under the National Old Age Pension Scheme. They are provided with 10 kg of food grains. So this is important. Annapurna scheme, food grains are given, but for whom? Who are not getting pension under National Old Age Pension Scheme. So that itself can be a question, that is whom are you excluding, right? You have some other schemes in between like Rajiv Gandhi scheme, that is like Sabla and all. I'm not getting into those because in Women and Child Welfare Ministry you will be reading it carefully. Ministry of Rural Development has launched this scheme, Annapurna scheme, where it is giving to those senior citizens of 65 years of age or above and who are not getting National Old Age Pension Scheme, and they are provided with 10 kg of food grains per person per month free of cost under the scheme. So apart from this, please see page number 434 where you have sugarcane pricing policy. Right, page number 434, you have sugarcane pricing policy. Sugar production, can you see in page 433? India is the largest consumer and second largest producer of sugar in the world. Then after that, you can actually see sugarcane pricing policy. So this is important because of the drought and other issues. With the amendment of Sugarcane Control Order 1966, the concept of statutory minimum price of sugarcane was replaced with fair and remunerative price of sugarcane for 2009-10 and subsequent sugar seasons. The cane price announced by the central government is decided on the basis of recommendations of the CACP, but in some books and government websites it is clearly given this is actually done by CCEA, that is your Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So UPSC had given this question. Answer no one knows because everyone is confused. The India Yearbook says it is CACP, whereas some government website says CCEA. So we have to wait for the answer to be given by UPSC itself, because if that is being picked from India Yearbook directly, then the answer would be different. This has already happened in UPSC twice, especially when it comes to biodiversity, where you talk about endangered species and all, right? At that point of time, it is very interesting that in one website of ministry, it was shown to be endangered. In another website, it was not under endangered. So then you have to wait for the UPSC answer to come out, and they had considered from the first one where it was endangered, but information was from both the websites. So these kind of possibilities are actually seen. That is the reason why we keep saying that please be careful. Already UPSC has asked, so you can be safe now, don't worry. The amended provisions of the sugarcane order is given here. The 7 points, just go through it once. It is required only for the mains, and sugarcane policy, sugarcane already it's been dealt in detail. Can you see page 436? You have ethanol blending program. Again, it was covered in the first session on current affairs. Then please open page number 441. Page number 441, where you have consumer protection, right? You have Consumer Protection Act 1986. A new bill has been framed to change the Consumer Protection Act. So the bill is given, but UPSC usually don't ask you question. Please open the notes that has been given to you. UPSC usually don't ask you any question till it becomes an act, but what are the issues or what are the proposals if it comes, you should be ready with. So they want to establish a council known as Central Consumer Protection Council. They also want to have an authority to be known as Central Consumer Protection Authority to promote, protect and enforce the rights of consumers. They want to establish consumer dispute redressal agencies, and then consumer mediation cell. The last one is important. Rest is just different bodies and councils that are being established. Don't go in detail because how it has to be formed, still there is confusion. As new bodies come up, we need to take care of the existing or the old bodies. They need to be replaced. Some of them are under courts, So these institutions may be seen running parallel to the courts, which is not acceptable to the courts. So UPSC will not ask you a question, but you may come across consumer protection bill. That is the reason I have given, just to tell that it won't come. So don't waste much time. If at all it comes in mains, these points needs to be written. Let's go back to the book. Can you see page number 444? You have pulses. Right? Pulses, there are some pulses which are completely under Kharif crop. There are some which are under Rabi. And there are some which are under both Kharif and Rabi. Can you see? Areas under Tur, Gram, Urad, Moong. Right? They may ask you specifically from geography point of view, which of the following is only Kharif crop? Which of the following pulses are only Kharif crops? Which of the following are only Rabi crops? Right? So then let's move to next chapter, that is your health and family welfare. So in health and family welfare, the first thing that we need to see is national health policy. Government has come up with a new national health policy. So please see the notes that is being given to you. I have given the bill. National health policy. Highlights of the national health policy is also given here. They talk about 4 important points. This can come in mains. That is the reason why I'm spending time here. Health priorities are changing. Lifestyle of people are changing. Due to this, new diseases are coming. So the priorities for health is also changing. So you need a new national health policy. Emergence of robust healthcare industry, that is, the healthcare sector has had a huge jump in its growth. It's almost around 15% compound annual growth rate at which the health sector is growing. Third, incidence of catastrophic expenditure due to healthcare costs is growing, because today you have lot of private players. At last, due to economic growth, we have some fiscal capacity available. That is, you have some money which you can actually spend on the health needs. Guys, in your third paper, that is mains third paper, where you talk about poverty, health and all, in India 2 debates are happening. One debate is regarding whether health has to be provided by the government through government hospitals, which has failed till now. Second, should we go for insurance coverages where the insurance premium will be paid by the government and the care will be taken care by the private hospitals? So should private and public come together in health, or should it be only under public, is the debate that is happening. If you take EPW, there are n number of articles regarding health policy. Whenever any policy is being formulated, these magazines usually come up with very interesting articles, but as it is related to mains and very less chances of this coming in prelims, I don't want to enter into this much. So I have given the information that is required, and this is enough. Let's get back to the yearbook. Open page 448. You have National Rural Health Mission or National Health Mission. In that you have ASHA. Who are these ASHA workers? Accredited social health activists, right? These people are important, especially when you are writing answers related to ethics and all. You can use whenever you need to change mindset, attitude based case studies when they come. Whenever you need to change mindset of the people, then you can use doctors and ASHA workers also. So this is important. Then please open page number 451. We have in page 451 India Newborn Action Plan. This is a new scheme which actually came in September 2014. So what is it? Targeted strategy for accelerating the reduction of preventable newborn deaths and stillbirths in the country. It is actually focusing on infant mortality rate. This India Newborn Action Plan, sometimes UPSC actually gives you this abbreviation, and if you don't know the full form of the abbreviation, you have two, one in English, another one is in Hindi. So in Hindi, usually you will not get abbreviation, full forms will be given. So when you read it, you may understand about which scheme they are actually talking. So don't give up thinking that I have not read about this. Usually UPSC gives, but sometimes they may not give the full form of the scheme. At that time, please be careful. INAP defines the latest evidence on effective interventions which will not only help in reducing the burden of stillbirths and neonatal mortality, but also maternal deaths. So they're focusing both on IMR and MMR, right? So what is the intention? That is, after Millennium Development Goals, we are focusing on Sustainable Development Goals. In that, the main goal is to ensure that we have single digit neonatal mortality rate and single digit stillbirth rate by 2030. So this is important. Next, Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram. In this, if you are writing essay, this 4 Ds, defects at birth, diseases, deficiencies and development delays including disability. If you can write these 4 Ds and all, you will get good marks. So just remember that for your essay. You can mark it as essay there. Then please open page number 460. You have affordable indigenous medical technologies. Right? You see affordable indigenous medical technologies. Page 460. Yes. So here India has, that is the ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research. They have launched 7 affordable technologies, especially vaccines for Japanese encephalitis, molecular diagnosis of thalassemia. Don't remember all these, right? But know about ICMR and they may actually give you some points, strips and detection system for diabetes, test for detection of pathogenic bacteria in food, technologies for vitamin A and ferritin estimations. So it may come less chances, but as some new innovations keeps on happening, they may focus on the previous one. That is the reason you need to know about it. Other diseases and all, definitely you would have read in your biology. So next, in this chapter, there is nothing that we need to cover. The next chapter you have is housing. It's only 5 chapters. I'll just finish this and we'll end. Right? Next, open page number 474, housing. Don't read any other things. These are waste of time. Even the factual data that is there is too technical, not required from UPSC point of view. So you have housing for all. This is the new scheme again. In pursuance of government's vision of facilitating housing to all by 2022, the government has launched Housing for All Urban Mission on 2015. So the mission would target urban poor living in slums. So it envisages government interventions for different segments of urban poor in slum rehabilitation, that is redevelopment of slums with participation of private developers. This is important. Private developers will also be taken part of in this program. Slum rehabilitation grant of rupees 1 lakh per house on an average. So just some facts, if it comes on this, you should be knowing. Promotion of affordable housing for both weaker sections through credit linked subsidy. Don't go into the details of the interest rate. Affordable housing in partnership with public and private sector. Then subsidy for beneficiary led individual house construction or enhancement. Next you have 476 page number, National Urban Livelihood Mission. As per this mission, there are 7 major components. So this can be prelims and mains based question. One is social mobilization and institutional development, that is the mobilization of the poor households into thrift and credit based self-help groups to improve their lifestyle. Capacity building and training, that is you are going to improve their skills. Employment through skill training and placement. See, in capacity building and training, SHGs will be usually used, and the other one need based, that is wherever employment opportunity is there, skill training will be done. Self-employment program through Mudra and other stuffs will be encouraged. Support to urban street vendors, shelter to urban homeless, which we saw just now, housing for all, and innovative and special projects, that is whenever they find that you need to change some things to benefit lot of urban people, then it will come up. Usually it is important because of the smart cities which are coming up. Right? So if you have seen this, we are done with housing chapter. I badly wanted to do India and world, mainly because you get lot of geography based questions, but I need lot of time to do this. I don't want to leave it in between. Next week when you are coming, we will be taking India Yearbook session again. Next Thursday we will have India Yearbook session again. I'll try to complete till 25-26 chapters. So my request to you is, please ensure next week when you are coming, have India Yearbook, bring Atlas as well. I'll show you some maps. I'll also show you which questions come from the India Yearbook. There are some terms, if you can locate it in the map, I'm sure you will be able to answer most of the questions, right? So So guys, today we are done with India Yearbook session. I'll give you 10-15 minutes time. Ask whatever doubts you have. Please give me suggestions. There are some interesting questions for which we will be giving you notes. And as I told you, some points where all I'll add. One is regarding the defense equipments I'll be giving you. If you need anything more, we will be giving. There are some individual questions which needs to be addressed because they don't have basics of some subjects. We won't give up on those students. We won't say that it's not our responsibility. We will arrange for the callback. We will only call, the mentors will call you and they will talk to you. They will try to explain the question that you have actually got if you're not satisfied with the information. So as in the limited time, we cannot go into static subjects and basic subjects. We avoid dealing with that here, right? So next 10 to 15 minutes, you can ask any questions that you have. For the others, thank you. Again, I'll just repeat. Next week, India Yearbook session. We will shift the current affairs session for one more week. Fine. So next week again I'll take India Yearbook session. Next to that you will have current affairs, two current affairs sessions side by side. So we'll try to cover India Yearbook major things by next week. Yeah. Guys, there are few people who wants the entire session again. So we have a portal ready. Just message us. We will be giving you the access to these recorded lectures. If you have not received, we have already given to the students. There may be few who have missed, mainly because your email IDs are not properly given. So if you can send it to us, we will give back all the we will give the credentials so that you can watch all these lectures again.